Ever wondered why Americans call it soccer and Brits call it football? A question as old as the sports themselves. But to answer it, we need to take a trip down memory lane, back to their humble beginnings. Soccer, or as it's known outside the US, football, traces its origins back to medieval England. It was a rough and tumble game played between neighboring towns and villages, without any formal rules. The game we know today only started to take shape in the 19th century when it was codified by schools in the United Kingdom. Across the pond, in the United States, a different type of football was being born. Derived from a blend of soccer and rugby, it was a game that prioritized physicality and strategic play. It wasn't until the late 20th century that the sport known to the rest of the world as football began to gain traction in the US, thus earning the name soccer to distinguish it from its American counterpart. In the United Kingdom, football is more than just a game. It's a part of the national identity, a cultural institution steeped in history and tradition. From the terraces of Old Trafford to the pubs of Glasgow, it's hard to find a corner of the country where football doesn't hold sway. Meanwhile, in the United States, soccer has always been somewhat of an underdog. For years, it was overshadowed by the big three: American football, basketball, and baseball. But don't be fooled. Soccer has been steadily gaining fans and players, with youth participation rates skyrocketing over the past few decades. So why do Americans call it soccer and Brits call it football? Well, simply put, both terms have their roots in the same game. A game that has evolved and adapted to the cultures and societies in which it's played. As we delve into history, we find that these two sports, though they share a common ancestor, have evolved quite differently. They are products of their environment, shaped by the people who play them and the cultures they represent. But regardless of the name, it's the love of the game that truly unites us all. To understand the evolution of these sports, we have to travel back in time. Picture this. The late 19th century, a time when sports were just budding across the globe. In the United States, soccer was slowly gaining ground, with the American Football Association, the first soccer organization, being established in 1884. Over the pond, in the United Kingdom, football was already a beloved pastime, with the formation of the English Football Association back in 1863. Both sports were taking their first significant steps with the establishment of local leagues and clubs. Teams like Notts County, the world's oldest professional football club, and Bethlehem Steel FC, one of the earliest successful American soccer clubs, were pioneering the way for future generations. It was a time of humble beginnings, but the passion for these sports was palpable. From humble beginnings, both sports have come a long way. The growth of a sport is often marked by its defining moments. In the USA, soccer's journey has been punctuated by a series of pivotal events. The establishment of Major League Soccer in 1996, for instance, marked a significant step forward. This league not only provided a platform for talent to flourish, but also helped to popularize the sport across the nation. Then came the iconic Women's World Cup victory in 1999. The image of Brandi Chastain celebrating her winning penalty kick in front of 90,000 spectators and millions more on television is etched into the annals of sports history. This remarkable triumph sparked a surge in interest in women's soccer, inspiring a new generation of players. On the other side of the pond, football in the UK has a rich tapestry of defining moments. The formation of the Football Association in 1863 laid the groundwork for the sport as we know it today. Fast forward to the euphoria of England's World Cup triumph in 1966. This victory, still fondly remembered, solidified football's status as the nation's favorite sport. And let's not forget the unforgettable Champions League finals, Liverpool's miraculous comeback in Istanbul in 2005, and Manchester United's nail-biting triumph in the dying seconds against Bayern Munich in 1999 are moments that have passed into footballing folklore. Then there are the iconic players who have left indelible marks on their sports. From the electrifying skills of Pele, who briefly lit up the North American Soccer League in the 70s, to the goal-scoring prowess of England's Gary Lineker and the sublime artistry of Scotland's Kenny Dalglish. These athletes not only dazzled with their performances, but also played crucial roles in promoting their sports and inspiring future generations. These moments have not only elevated the sports, but have also etched them deeper into the fabric of their respective nations. Like any journey, the path of these sports has not always been smooth. Soccer in the USA and football in the UK have faced their fair share of hurdles. Let's dive into some of these challenges. In the USA, soccer has often been overshadowed by sports like American football, basketball, and baseball. Despite its global popularity, soccer has struggled to capture the same level of interest domestically. This is not to say that the sport doesn't have a following. Quite the contrary, but its audience is comparatively smaller. The infrastructure for soccer has also been a challenge. It took a considerable amount of time to establish dedicated stadiums, training facilities, and academies. The lack of these essential elements hindered the sport's growth for many years. And let's not forget the challenge of developing homegrown talent. The USA has made significant strides in this area, but it's still a work in progress. Across the pond in the UK, football has a different set of challenges. Despite its immense popularity, the sport often grapples with issues of hooliganism and crowd violence. This has at times tarnished the image of the beautiful game. Infrastructure is less of a problem in the UK, where football is deeply woven into the fabric of society. However, the sport faces challenges in maintaining and upgrading facilities to keep pace with the demands of modern football. Talent development is also a critical area. While the UK has produced some of the world's best footballers, there's always the pressure to nurture the next generation of stars. This requires significant investment in grassroots initiatives and youth academies. Each sport, in its respective region, has had to overcome these obstacles while trying to grow and maintain its fan base. The road has been fraught with difficulties, but the resilience of those involved in these sports has been nothing short of remarkable. Despite these challenges, both sports have managed to carve out their own place in the hearts of their fans. What does the future hold for soccer in the USA and football in the UK? As we glance into the crystal ball of the future, we see a playing field ripe with opportunities. For soccer in the USA, the horizon is broadening. With the increasing popularity of Major League Soccer, the sport is poised to reach new heights. The growing interest in soccer at the grassroots level promises a new generation of talent that could take the international stage by storm. Across the pond, the future of football in the UK is no less exciting. With the English Premier League's global influence, the sport continues to evolve, pushing boundaries and setting the pace for the world of football. Initiatives to nurture homegrown talent are gaining momentum, and the anticipation for upcoming international tournaments is palpable. Indeed, the future of these sports looks bright, fueled by the passion of their fans and players. The game continues, and the next chapter in this sporting saga is just waiting to be written. Sports, beyond being just games, have the power to bring people together. This statement holds true for both soccer in the United States and football in the United Kingdom. These sports, while different in many ways, share a common essence. They are games that transcend the boundaries of geography, culture, and language. Throughout history, soccer and football have played pivotal roles in fostering cultural exchange and global connections. When we think of soccer in the United States, it's not just about the game played within the four lines of the pitch. It's about the cultural exchange that happens when players from different countries bring their unique styles and experiences to the game. It's about the global conversations that happen when fans from around the world unite to cheer for their favorite teams during the World Cup. The same goes for football in the United Kingdom. The sport is deeply ingrained in the culture and has a rich history that spans over a century. But it's not just a British phenomenon. Football has connected the UK with the world. The English Premier League, for instance, is watched and loved by millions of fans across the globe. This not only brings the world to the UK, but also takes the UK to the world, fostering a global community of football enthusiasts. Moreover, these sports have been instrumental in sparking social change. They have challenged societal norms, fought against discrimination, and promoted inclusivity. They have given people a platform to express themselves and have united them towards common causes. But perhaps the most profound impact of these sports lies in their ability to inspire. They ignite passion, instill a sense of camaraderie, and teach valuable life lessons. They give hope to the young dreamers who aspire to make it big one day and provide joy to the fans who find solace in their favorite team's victories. So, despite the differences in rules, in playing styles, in fan cultures, there is a shared spirit that binds soccer and football. Despite the differences, at the end of the day, whether it's soccer or football, It's all about the love for the game. Thank you so much for your support. Join our vibrant community of passionate viewers by smashing that like button and hitting subscribe to stay tuned for our freshest content. Around My World 24.